When you quit drinking, does your spouse need to quit drinking with you? Someone asked me this recently on Instagram, and they're getting started and they're wondering if they should ask their spouse to quit with them. It makes it a lot easier if your spouse does it with you or if they at least take a break, but you can't expect your spouse to not drink just because you're quitting drinking. So let me explain how I approached this when I got sober. When I first stopped drinking, I asked my husband if he would take 3 weeks off of drinking with me so that I could get used to it. We were always drinking buddies, and I didn't want to sit around and watch him drink when I couldn't, and I didn't want to feel left out and sad. So I asked if he would take 3 weeks off, and he was totally fine with that. I think putting a time limit on your ask can be really helpful. So then the person knows exactly what to do to support you. And again, like I said, just because we can't drink anymore and because we're getting sober, we can't expect everybody else to be sober with us. I also asked my husband if he would never drink wine around me ever. And that may seem like a lot because wine was also my husband's favorite drink, but I liked wine more than he can even understand. So it wasn't a big ask. It was what I needed for him to support me. So what I recommend here is thinking about the best way that your spouse can support you while also being mindful that they don't have to quit permanently. And ask them, tell them, this is really hard for me. This is a big change. And I think if you didn't drink for this many weeks or for the first month, it would be a big help. If they have alcohol in the house, you can ask them to put it somewhere else so it's not in the fridge right in your face. Maybe they can keep it in the garage or something, or maybe they can not keep alcohol in the house while you get used to the change. And if your spouse will not make any adjustments, then that's really good information to have too. And that doesn't mean that they don't love you enough or that they don't want to support you. It just might mean that they are on our team and they can't imagine never drinking again. This wasn't with my husband, but when I was sober curious, I had a friend ask if I would do dry January with her. And she really wanted to do it with me so that we could support each other. And I said no, because I could not imagine taking 30 days off from drinking. It just seemed like a stupid idea. What my goal was to moderate. Why would I take a break? That doesn't help me moderate. I need to practice controlling it. So if your spouse won't make accommodations for your sobriety, it's good information to have, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad about you. It could be just that they can't imagine not drinking, just like us. And back to what I said in the beginning, that just because we don't drink anymore doesn't mean that everyone else around us has to stop or that they have a problem too. I want you to be mindful of that because sometimes jealousy comes up or we assume that everybody has a problem that they're projecting. And that's not the case. Some people are truly take it or leave it drinkers and they don't care about alcohol either way. So I encourage you to have a conversation with your spouse about how they can support you better in your sobriety because they live with you and they're around you a lot. So the more that they can support you and help you, the easier it will be. And if you have any other questions that I can answer, leave them in the comments and I will make you a video. And make sure to check out my podcast, Sober Powered, for all of my best work on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts.